everyone present here. My name is Amara Yusuf, and I'm a student of class 11 from Delhi Public School, Bangalore East. I today, on behalf of Edu TV, will be conducting this interview session. Joining us today in our interview is Mr. Trilok Singh, Principal, Delhi Public School, Ghaziabad, Vasundhara. With a vision to give back to the society, he is someone who believes in leading by example and by taking the team along. He has a work experience in the industry for almost 30 years. He has been awarded the CBSE Teacher Award 2016, Meritorious Services Award by IAYP, Duke of Edinburgh, and the twice ISA Award by British Council. His accolades include presenting papers in the Dubai Educators Conclave. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today.
Thank you, Amira, for giving such wonderful introduction. And it's good to see the child taking the interview. And I think you are the future. You are the change makers. Compliments to Edu TV for starting this trend of getting the students interview the people, right? Thank you, Vita. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. So today's interview was obviously something which is very revolutionary for the present time, and something that might be one of the best ways to strengthen the student-teacher bond and subject understanding among students in these trying times. Hybrid learning, also referred to as blended learning, will be the central topic for the interview. Hybrid learning is an approach to education that combines online education materials with traditional in-person classroom methods, and helping us to understand this better, we will now begin with the question and answer session with sir. So sir, thank you once again for joining. How are we doing today?
Oh, perfect. Tell me,
Great,
what is
sir.
you can shoot your questions now, right?
Sure, sir. I'll begin with my questions. So first of all, for the benefit of our audience, what should we understand when someone says hybrid learning? So I basically request you to define hybrid learning for us.
See, this on 22nd of March, 2020, there was a new era of educational, innovations which started, and all the schools came to a closure with the lockdown coming in process. So, everybody was totally in a shock as to what to do, how to go about the learning now, because schools are closed. It was for 2 months, 3 months at a stretch, it was decided. Then, and all the teachers overnight started working on it. And within a 15 days span, I could see that all the teachers became properly, digitally very strong and smart. They were trained, and, then started our digital era actually in the education sector. All the schools were having these smart boards in the classes. They were thinking that is all about the digitalization. But I think the actual digitalization came as a byproduct of the pandemic. And this pandemic only made us understand what is blended learning, what is a hybrid learning, where we have a combination of offline and online learning. And we could see that this has really impacted very well. It has its own pros and it has its cons. It has some of the advantages, the merits. Like, if you see, attendance could be ensured on the online because, it is all digitalized. There is the attendance module that if you just click on it, it tells how many are present in the class, how many are absent. Nobody can miss out on that. And secondly, the children on medical leave could also be benefiting if, because this hybrid classes are not going to go anywhere. During this pandemic, whatever we've learned, we're going to live with this throughout the life. We are not going to forget. The life has taught us so much. And whatever we've learned during this pandemic, this will go on with us, and we will continue with the hybrid learning. Whatever we've learned right now, we will ensure that the children who are medically on the medical leave, or the ones who are otherwise missing the classes, now even if we come to the normal mode, physical mode of the classes, we can continue with the blended mode that, whatever I'm teaching in the class could be heard by the child there digitally. Even he's lying on the bed, he is sick, he will not miss on what is happening. He can listen to it, he can see what is happening. So I think this is one very good advantage, that attendance can be very easily mapped up properly, and we can have the children who are on medical leave or something, they don't have to miss on their classes, and multiple intelligence of the children and the heterogeneity can be created too, and it can be made more productive, because we know some children are kinesthetically very smart. Some are very good with the singing, some are very good with the dancing, some are very good with the interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills. There are all kinds of multiple intelligences are there which were not mapped in the normal classroom. Here in the digital classes, when we are sending them to the discussion rooms, we can quietly observe, go there when they're all by themselves, they feel nobody's observing, their self comes out, their original self comes out, the hesitation goes off, and we can quietly enter without the video audio on. We can observe the children and can see which child has which kind of intelligence, how can I tap it, and how can I make it fruitful after that. So therefore, it is going to be very, very important. And I think these are some of the advantages. Then, schools which are not having too big an infrastructure, they can also be benefited, They can have some of the students on the online mode, some are in the physical mode. It can really make a leveraging of all the resources which are there with the schools. They can leverage the resources and in a hybrid mode altogether. I think these are some of the advantages. And in the course of our discussion, I'll talk about the disadvantages also. So we can carry it forward. I hope you've understood what I mean by the hybrid class, having the offline and online simultaneously to benefit the children, so that no child, whether at home or in the school, can be disadvantaged at all. Right, Vita?
Yeah. Right, sir. I completely agree to that. Hybrid learning has been around in terms of our smart boards.
Yeah.
But so what do you think would be the current context or hybrid learning in school level at this point of time, sir?
What I believe, Omera, what we were doing in the case of smart boards was not the hybrid learning. That was just technology embedded into the education, because that was not creating a hybrid learning. It was just face to face. You're sitting in the class and it's happening on the board and you're learning. That is not hybrid learning. Hybrid learning is when you are teaching in the class and the same can be telecasted to the children on the Teams or Google Meet or any of the portals, GeoMeet, which are the portal, WebEx, wherever we are transmitting it. The child sitting at a remote location can also learn what is happening in the class. That is the actual meaning of hybrid classroom. Not just the resources inside the school, that is only the resource allocation or technology embedding the technology into the education system. So I think the hybrid classes are just a level up over these smart classes. I'm sure all the schools are going to, going to create some better digital infrastructure so that the hybrid classes can happen. We are not restricted only to the smart classes in the school, right?
Thank you so much, sir. This has been very insightful, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you for helping us, thank you for helping us to see such a broad perspective of hybrid learning. Not just looking at ourselves, but looking at everything, everyone, students, teachers, infrastructure. This has been very, very helpful, sir. Thank you very much. And we can conclude now, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.